There was once a traveller who carried sorrow in his heart like a heavy stone. No matter where he went, he believed misfortune followed him. His sleep was restless, his mind was troubled, and even small difficulties felt like mountains before him. One day, he came to a peaceful teacher, sitting quietly beside a river. The traveller bowed and asked, "Why does suffering follow me everywhere? Why does my life taste bitter, no matter what I do?" The teacher picked up a handful of salt and dropped it into a small cup of water. He stirred it gently and offered it to the traveller. "Drink this. It tastes terrible," he said. "It is too bitter." Without speaking, the teacher led him to the edge of a great lake shining beneath the morning light. Again, he placed the same handful of salt into the water. "Now drink from the lake." The traveller bent down and drank. The water was cool, fresh, and pure. "Did it taste bitter?" the teacher asked. "No," the traveller replied. The teacher smiled softly and said, "The salt is the same, but the container has changed. Pain in life is like this salt. Every person receives some measure of sorrow, disappointment, and hardship, but whether life becomes bitter or peaceful depends upon the size of the heart and mind that carries it." The traveller remained silent as the wind moved across the water. "When the mind becomes small," the teacher continued, "every insult feels deep, every failure feels permanent, and every fear becomes poison. But when the heart grows wide, like a lake, suffering loses its power. The pain may still exist, but it no longer controls your spirit." Many people spend their lives trying to remove all difficulties. They chase luck, wealth, and comfort, believing these things alone will free them from suffering. Yet, fortune does not change when the world changes around you. Fortune changes when the mind becomes calm enough to meet the world differently. A restless mind turns blessings into worries. A peaceful mind turns even hardship into wisdom. If you wish to change your fortune, begin by expanding your patience. Expand your understanding. Expand your compassion. The larger your spirit becomes, the smaller your troubles appear. The teacher then pointed toward the river, flowing endlessly before them. "See the water," he said. "It does not fight the rocks in its path. It moves around them. Because of this, it continues its journey without anger. In the same way, a wise person does not waste life fighting every obstacle. They learn softness, and softness becomes strength." The traveller lowered his head, realizing that his bitterness had not come only from the world, but from the narrow prison of his own thinking. That day he understood a truth greater than luck itself. Peace is not found by escaping pain, but by becoming vast enough to hold it without losing kindness, clarity, or hope. And from that moment, his fortune quietly began to change. Pain is the same, but the mind determines the suffering. Just like salt tastes bitter in a small cup, but not in a large lake, life's hardships affect people differently, depending on the size of their patience, wisdom, and inner peace. Every human being receives moments of pain, disappointment, and struggle. No life is completely free from sorrow. Yet the suffering people experience is often not created only by the difficulty itself, but by the condition of the mind that holds it. A small cup becomes bitter with only a handful of salt, while a vast lake remains fresh even when the same salt is poured into it. In the same way, a narrow and restless mind turns small troubles into heavy burdens. A single insult can ruin an entire day. One failure can destroy hope. One fear can darken. But when the heart becomes larger through wisdom, patience, and understanding, the same difficulties lose their power. The pain may still exist, yet it no longer controls the spirit. Wise people understand that life cannot always be changed, but the mind can be trained. They do not allow every storm to shake their inner peace. Instead, they expand their compassion, deepen their awareness, and strengthen their calmness. A peaceful mind sees hardship as temporary, not permanent. This is why two people can walk through the same suffering, while one becomes bitter and the other becomes wiser. The difference is not the amount of pain they receive, but the depth and openness of the heart that carries it. A narrow mind creates more bitterness. When the heart is filled with anger, fear, and negativity, even small problems feel overwhelming. Expanding compassion and understanding reduces emotional suffering. A narrow mind often becomes trapped in constant bitterness because it gives too much power to fear, anger, and negative thoughts. When the heart is closed, even small problems begin to feel enormous. A careless word from another person can create deep wounds. A small failure can feel like the end of all hope. This happens because the mind keeps holding pain tightly, instead of letting it pass, like clouds across the sky. Many people believe suffering comes only from the outside world, yet much of it is created within. The more a person feeds resentment, jealousy, and frustration, the heavier their spirit becomes. Negative thoughts slowly poison peace, like salt making water bitter. But a wise person learns to widen the heart through understanding and compassion. Instead of reacting with anger, they choose patience. Instead of judging quickly, they seek clarity. When the mind becomes more open, it stops treating every difficulty as an enemy. Compassion softens the weight of pain and allows inner peace to grow. A large heart can forgive, remain calm, and continue forward, even during hardship. This does not mean problems disappear completely. It means the spirit becomes stronger than the problem itself. In this way, expanding kindness and understanding transforms bitterness into wisdom and emotional freedom. True fortune begins within. Luck does not improve only through external success or wealth. Real fortune changes when the mind becomes calm, balanced, and able to face life peacefully. Many people spend their lives chasing wealth, status, and comfort because they believe these things alone will bring good fortune. They search outside themselves for happiness, hoping success will remove all suffering. Yet even those who possess great riches often remain restless and unhappy. True fortune does not begin in the outside world. It begins within the mind. A person with a peaceful heart can find gratitude even during difficult times, while a troubled mind can turn blessings into worries. When the mind is filled with greed, fear, and endless desire, nothing ever feels enough. But when the mind becomes calm and balanced, life itself begins to feel lighter and more meaningful. Inner peace allows a person to face challenges without losing hope or kindness. It creates clarity during confusion and patience during hardship. This calmness changes the way a person speaks, thinks, and responds to others, which slowly changes the direction of their life. Fortune grows naturally around those who carry wisdom, compassion, and emotional balance. They make better decisions, build stronger relationships, and remain steady during storms that would break others. Real luck is not a gift given by chance alone. It is often the result of a peaceful mind that no longer fights against life, but learns to walk through it with awareness and grace. Softness and patience are great strengths. Like water flowing around rocks, wise people do not fight every obstacle with anger. Flexibility, patience, and calm thinking help overcome difficulties. Life is full of obstacles, yet the way a person responds to them determines whether those obstacles become a source of suffering or growth. A wise person understands that fighting every difficulty with anger or resistance only creates more pain. Instead, they learn the art of patience and softness, like water that flows around stones without losing its path. Water does not try to break the rock with force, yet over time it shapes even the hardest surfaces. In the same way, a calm and flexible mind can overcome challenges that seem impossible at first. When people react with frustration, they often become stuck in the very problem they are trying to escape. But when they respond with awareness and balance, solutions begin to appear more clearly. Softness does not mean weakness. It means inner strength that is not disturbed by external pressure. It is the ability to remain steady, even when situations are difficult. This approach allows a person to conserve energy instead of wasting it on anger or regret. Over time, patience becomes a powerful force that transforms hardship into understanding. Life becomes less about resistance and more about flow. In this way, every obstacle becomes a lesson, and every challenge becomes a step toward greater wisdom and inner peace. Inner growth transforms life by developing kindness, wisdom, and emotional strength. A person can carry life's pain without becoming bitter, leading to lasting peace and a better destiny. True transformation in life does not come from changing the world around us, but from changing the way we carry the world within us. Many people believe that happiness will arrive once their circumstances improve. Yet even after circumstances change, the mind often remains restless. This is because external change alone cannot create lasting peace. Real change begins when a person develops wisdom, patience, and compassion in their inner life. When the heart becomes more understanding, even difficult situations begin to feel lighter. Instead of reacting with anger, a person learns to respond with clarity. Instead of holding on to pain, they learn to release it with awareness. This inner shift slowly changes how they see every experience. Challenges become lessons, and failures become guidance rather than defeat. Over time, this transformation shapes destiny itself, because actions, decisions, and relationships all begin to reflect a calmer mind. A peaceful spirit naturally attracts better choices and healthier connections. In this way, life improves not because the world becomes perfect, but because perception becomes wise. The journey of growth is therefore an inner journey first. When a person expands kindness, deepens understanding, and strengthens inner stability, they begin to walk through life with greater ease. This is how true fortune quietly begins to unfold.